What is up, everybody? This is Mark the Mike, and this is another Shell Shock podcast by Red Cycling Inc. I'm Mark the Mike, I'm joined by TNHT.
I'm in the building.
And we're here for the next mutation.
Yes. So we just recently got off the 1988 series.
Yes.
Which took us a little bit.
Yes. Because some of them seasons are extremely long, and then some of them are extremely short.
Some of them are extremely bad.
And we appreciate the short ones.
Exactly, definitely. So coming off of that, it was a little refreshing.
Yeah.
Coming into a live action Turtles,
Yes.
I think.
And we had a Shoot the Shit episode that released a couple of weeks ago, so if you want, listen to that. We kind of get a rundown. We're kind of bludgeoningly drunk, but we give a pretty decent, give a good, accurate rundown of it, though. So.
I haven't listened to it yet, but I have to.
We are bludgeoningly drunk.
I'm kind of scared of it because I know I was drunk.
So we are doing Ninja Turtles the next. Not if you notice, Teenage and Mutant are not in it. It's Ninja Turtles the next mutation, and
you think Saban, who now...
they wanted them to be older, so they're over 18.
Okay. Since
they not teenagers no more, since Hint answers our question about Operation Overdrive.
God. Just so you guys know, we just went through Operation Overdrive on the Morphin Cast for the second time, and it was a punch to the gut.
Yeah.
It was bad.
Or punch to the dick.
Yeah, which just recently happened to me. Shouts out to my homegirl Alexa and her son, who just haymakered the crap out of my nut the other day. I was just showing him that. That's why it's fresh in his brain. Mind.
Yes.
And he loves when I get inflicted with pain. So.
Yeah, I will laugh at anyone that.
Yeah, me too. Right? Yeah. That's why I just posted it on my Instagram. Check that out at tots_guwap.
There you go. So yeah, next mutation. That's what we're going through today. Before we go into that, there's been a lot of news on the new game, Turtles Shredder's Revenge. So
or like the continuous from.
So IGN been doing like a story, kind of like a documentary to it. Okay. So right now it's on this part 2, and it kind of showcased more of the characters, some of the villains. So you're actually gonna get a lot of the cartoon villains. You're getting Buddy Block Rocksteady. You're getting Ground Chuck and Dirtbag. You're getting Atoka Razor. You're getting Slash. You're getting Shredder. You're getting Krang. You're getting a lot of the cartoon stuff. Okay. So it looks like it's going to be like 15 to 18 stages.
And it's a new game?
Yeah, the Shredder's Revenge.
Okay. I saw pictures of it.
Yeah, this is the people, the same people that did Streets of Rage 4.
Okay.
They doing this.
So it's gonna be like a side.
Yeah, just like the arcade. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's dope because that's the Turtles that I know.
So right now, what we know. So what I know from the last update is there's right now there's no DLC. So the characters that are in the game, those are the characters that are playable.
Okay, so you can't like upload or.
Yeah, they don't have update. They don't have like DLC coming. So like maybe Casey Jones is not gonna be.
So
in
it's
the
not
game.
like extended special scenes and stages.
They did the same thing with Streets of Rage, and a year later they had DLC.
Well, everything has a DLC nowadays.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it makes sense because they want that game to continue to sell.
So what I think they're gonna do is they want to see how the fans approach the game. Yeah. So if it sells well in the first couple of weeks, then like, all right, we could do the DLC.
If they did it like, I've always been fond of the GameCube Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
Where it's like Turtles in Time, but also you can go up straight, up alleys and stuff that, and like it's a straight view and then back to side view. It's the same feel, the same love that we grew up playing those games, like Hyperstone Heights and stuff like that, and that would be dope for like DLC, like a couple of stages where it was like that a little bit, maybe. I don't know.
So it plays homage to a lot of the original arcade, so that's what it looks like.
Oh, this shit looks awesome.
Yeah.
Very anime-ish.
Yes. So it's gonna be. So they said it's kind of like not a direct sequel, but a homage sequel to the original arcade games. Okay. It's gonna play like it's gonna be very similar to them. Playable characters are the 4 Turtles: Donatello, Raphael, Michelangelo, Leonardo, Splinter, and April O'Neil are all playable characters. You can actually play as them. They actually all have different attributes and things like that. It does not have a release date, but I will tell you this. Within the next 2 weeks, I think we are going to get one. I think it's going to be end of June or late July. It's very soon.
I mean, the problem is with that, it's at the beginning of summer. You know what I mean?
So this is not so. What works with these kind of games? So this is not like a big like God of War kind of thing.
Okay.
This is
which I've never played God of War before. So.
But it's not like a blockbuster game. It's not like Call of Duty.
You think it'll be on the Switch and stuff like that?
Yeah, it's gonna be on everything. So they are doing physical copies. So the only thing is, physical copies are going to be limited. So Limited Run is doing a basic physical copy for all the systems. Then you have Signature Series, which is another site that's doing a physical copy with a bandana, little knickknacks here and there, little pins, little things like that.
A couple things to go with it.
Yeah.
I gotta get it. I'm a physical copy person. I don't like.
So this is the signature copy.
Oh, it's dope.
Yeah. And then
it's pixelated pins. That's amazing.
Yeah. And then supposedly there's another. I think is gonna get a collector's edition, which is probably gonna be announced next week. So stay tuned. Save your money because that one probably go for $100 and it might be a cool one. I pre-ordered the Cowabunga collection one. I'm not crazy about it, but I just did it because it was there. The Cowabunga collection is getting a physical copy. 100% getting, so you can get it anywhere.
That's everything.
So you're gonna be able to get it everywhere. This one is gonna be limited. So
we gotta try and get it.
Yeah.
I need to.
Honestly, if I pre-ordered the physical copy, I'll grab one and I'll do both of us. But because I think it's the limited too anyway. So that one's coming out. The only thing is I know for a fact it might be coming out very soon because what I've seen of the gameplay, it looks done.
Yeah.
It looks like they're doing the little tweaks.
Like they tested it.
It looks like they're working
IGN approved.
I think they're doing netcode to make sure online works good because this is going to be online multiplayer as well. So you could do local, you could do online, everything like that.
Like me and you can play at work.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. And we don't have to be all together. There you go.
I'd rather not be.
Yeah. So, the gameplay looks really dope. The moves looks really cool. Raphael German suplex people, so I'm already sold with Raphael as my character.
Well, you know me and Donatello. He's got his bow, and that's all that matters to me.
So it's gonna be a very juggle action game. So pretty much like Streets of Rage that you could juggle off of people. So like if you bounce someone off the wall, both of you could hit. Things like that. So it's gonna be gameplay like that, which I'm very excited about. And the animation looks really dope so far. And so what I've seen so far, I'm very hyped. I think this is like one of the games I'm most hyped for, and the Cowabunga collection just to have it. So, and then Cowabunga collection I think is gonna come out later. I think it's gonna come out around September, October. That one's getting a physical copy everywhere. That one's I think because that one will sell 100% because that has all the fucking turtle games in it. But this one is a more independent run, so that's the reason why it's getting a selective, limited edition kind of thing.
I'm excited for it. I mean, Streets of Rage 4 was fucking awesome.
Yeah.
So if they do it like that down that line, it's definitely gonna sell. It's definitely gonna be a fan favorite because it's like playing Streets of Rage with the Simpsons.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The mod games that we got.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So.
Yeah.
That's pretty dope.
So yeah, that's getting update, and we'll hopefully see it soon. Definitely when we do get it in hand, we will be twitching it, and definitely we will be twitching it, trying to finish the game, and we will actually be live, and we'll probably do a big thing. We'll probably announce it. It'll be a turtle night, and we'll do Twitch straight up, and that'll probably be the live podcast while we Twitch. It'll probably be hard as fuck to do, but we'll do it.
Hey, I'm gonna curse a lot, so get ready for me.
So that's a plan that we have, especially with the Cowabunga collection and Shredder's Revenge.
I'm ready for the Cowabunga collection.
We will be twitching those. We'll be twitching T1. What we'll do is take turns, and whoever dies first, we go to the next person. And
maybe I can actually get through the Manhattan project.
Yeah,
you know
there you go.
Well, not project, because that's the nuclear bomb, but yes.
Yeah, it's called Manhattan Projects.
Okay, well, that's...
Yeah.
It is
called
bomb.
Manhattan
I just
Projects.
thought of that now, so...
So, yeah. So, yeah, the games are coming out, so stay tuned and see.
That's dope. I'm excited for it.
Yeah. So now...
I love turtle games. Turtles in Time is top 5 favorite games of all time for me.
So NES one. SNES one I think is one of my favorites.
Super Nintendo...
I'll take the SNES one over the arcade one.
Which is Hyperstone Heights, you know what I mean? So it's like just better graphics. Well, arguably.
Yeah.
Better graphics.
Yeah.
Hyperstone Heights is dope.
I love
I
Still
know you
love
do.
it.
That's why I bought you.
Still love it.
Fuck.
All right. A little update. I got a bunch of turtle figures. I got the monster Raphael the last time.
I do too. I have
Yes.
that one as well. I'm gonna get them
So
all
dope.
because they're amazing.
It's so dope. Leonardo's starting to hit shelves,
All right.
so keep an eye on it for Leonardo.
Well, I'm an avid goer to Target.
Yeah.
So, and they are Target exclusives.
Yeah.
So Neca has a contract with Target.
Yeah.
For everybody out there in podcast land that doesn't know that, if you are into an average person's hot toy,
Yeah.
Neca is where it's at. You know what I mean? Neca is very high class at affordable prices. Except for the new fucking Gizmo Signature Series, it's $100, and there's nothing in it besides a card signed, like printed
who?
card. It's Gizmo and his Santa thing.
But who signed it?
I don't fucking know. But it's $100.
It's probably the actor.
And it pisses me off.
Yeah.
But they have the female fucking
I saw the
gremlin
bride,
in
yeah.
the wedding suit.
It's
I'm so getting that
June.
shit.
You gotta pre-order it. It's June 3rd.
Well, that's when the pre-order
June
is.
3rd,
Okay,
yeah,
I'm
10
gonna get
a.m.
2 of them.
Because I gotta
need that.
pre-order that.
It's amazing. It's so cool.
Because I gotta pre-order that human.
I
Be
gotta
Like
get one for
Rocksteady.
Jenny Boom.
Yeah.
I gotta because it reminds me of Jenny Boom a little.
I got one for my sister. The first one with the first figure of it.
Yeah, the Raphael Frankenstein is fucking awesome.
It's a dope. I really want to open it.
I think I should get another one so we can.
I'm more willing to open my stuff, so I'm willing to do it. But I want to get. So I'm gonna make a little green screen. So I'm gonna get a cardboard box and make a green screen.
Yeah.
So I could pose them and edit the background whatever I want. So that's what I'm planning to do. So when I do the box opening of the figures, I could do it on that and actually edit things and
Sounds
stuff.
good,
so.
man. You know, I'll be a part of it if you want me here and film it.
Yeah,
you know?
we knocked that shit out.
Hell yeah.
Anyway, but the turtles, those monster turtles are really dope.
So Donatello is the Invisible Man.
Yes,
right?
they just announced. They did not have not showed this figure yet. Though.
They had a concept idea. I think I saw a photo of.
It's just the face.
Yeah.
You just see the face.
And like, it looked like he had glasses on.
Yeah, he had the goggles on
Yeah.
and the wraps around him.
But Michelangelo's like Igor, right?
Mummy.
He's the mummy. Who?
And then Leo's Igor.
Oh, Leo's Igor. Okay.
And then you have the actress that played April O'Neil. She is the Bride of Frankenstein.
Yes, that's dope.
Yes. So
Actually, like
they
in
use her likeness. Yes.
That's dope. Casey Jones, did they haven't announced
So
that?
there's no.
I feel like he would be like.
So
He
there
would
is.
be a really good. All right, continue. But
Go
I
ahead.
gotta
Go
think
finish
of
your
his name.
thought.
Who's the guy that hunted down Dracula?
So, shout outs to Mind of the Artist, Jerry, because me and Jerry had a mini
I
conversation.
think Jerry's the one
with
that
this
put that in my head too.
So when we saw the last box, I think it was Michelangelo's. It had 2 more slots
yeah.
besides April O'Neil. April O'Neil, you could tell directly who that was because you see the hair and shit like that. But there was 2 more slots, and one I guaranteed it was going to be Donatello as a vampire or a Invisible Man. Those are the 2 picks I said. The other one.
I can see Shredder as a vampire.
The other,
the cape?
so the other one looks like it has a hat on,
Yeah.
and the face
I'm
looks
trying to think of
big.
his name and it's pissing me off.
Van Helsing, you're
Yeah,
talking
Van
about.
Helsing. Yes.
So in my mind, these are the guesses I gave Jerry. Splinter as Van Helsing,
Which would make sense too.
Casey Jones as Van Helsing,
Which would make sense too.
or Shredder as vampire.
Shredder should be a vampire because Shredder already has
Yeah.
a cape.
So those are the things that. But if you look at the silhouette, let me see if I may have the picture again. Let me see if I have to still
This
have
is
the
where
picture.
my brother says that we always need a guy in a chair.
Yeah.
Even though we are 2 men in chairs.
But I think I still have the picture of it because I took a screenshot and I sent it to Jerry. But then again, I don't want to go in our conversation because me and Jerry fucking always sending a bunch of shit to each other, and I'm going to go through history of shit that.
That's a lot of me and Jerry talk shit to each other, so I don't want to.
It's the same thing. If I go through a conversation with you, it's like a bunch of middle fingers, and then
A million middle fingers. Like, yo, I got you something. Middle finger.
yeah. So
Hey, yo, let's go get some food. Middle finger.
yeah, exactly. So
Where are you at work right now? Just taking a shit. Middle finger.
yeah, so it's usually a lot of like nonsense, and then I'm trying to find the main things I'm looking for, and I can't find it because of a bunch of our nonsense. So, but on the side of the box it had 2 silhouettes. One I knew was gonna be Donatello. The face kind of looked like a turtle. It kind of had the face, face recognition of a turtle. Then it was the another one, and the other one looked like it had a hat on. It kind of had a shredder-ish, but also looked like a cowboy hat. So it's a silhouette, so you can't really tell exactly what it is.
Your imagination.
Yeah, so me and Jerry just threw shit to each other. It was like, oh, it might be this, it might be that, it might be this.
He's a monster hunter.
Yeah.
So
and also,
it would either be Splinter, or Splinter could be Dracula.
Yeah.
Because he is a rat. You know what I mean? Rat is a bat.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? A bat with wings.
Yeah, that would be interesting too. Then actually having Spencer as Dracula, that would be actually a good one. But yeah, it would be a hard one to like. Like the silhouette doesn't do justice, so it's like we're guessing just random guesses to see. Hopefully, it would be one of them.
Well, we already know definitively what the turtle's gonna be.
Yeah, they said in the end of the thing that there's gonna be 8 of them, so I have a feeling there might be 2 like
Bebop and Rocksteady
exclusive ones.
Creature of the Black Lagoon.
Yeah, because if you go back
to the monsters.
Yeah, because if you go back to the original ones, the original toy line, it was the first line was Donnie as a vampire.
Yeah.
Raphael as a mummy. Michelangelo was Frankenstein,
Yes, he was.
and Leonardo was a Wolfman. And then you did series 2. Leonardo was the Creature of the Black Lagoon. Raphael was an alien. He had like a big brain head and shit.
Which reminded me of one of the characters that's in the new mutation.
Yeah.
That Baxter Stockman asked.
Yeah.
Thinking of that while we were watching the show, I immediately thought of that.
Mikey was Invisible Man, and then Bride of Frankenstein. That was April. So.
Well, she's always gonna be Bride of Frankenstein.
Yeah, because that's she's the only chick.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, well, you can make
be
Irma.
A zombie cheerleader, maybe.
You could get Irma.
They should do a zombie line. It would be dope.
Yeah, zombie line would be dope. But anyway. So yeah, so there's a lot of things going on. The monster ones are dope. I picked up some Super 7s. I got Mondo Gecko and Casey Jones now. I'm happy with them. They're very dope looking. And even has braces.
I'm excited for it. I'm gonna collect them. I try to steer away from the NECA line of Ninja Turtles because it's just so much.
Yeah.
And there's some shit that I don't care about. Even though after going through the 1988 series, I now see who they are and realize and appreciate.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But certain things I buy, certain things I get. Like I had to get you the 4-pack.
Yeah.
I had to because I want you to unbox it. I want to be there when you unbox it because I want to play with
it. Yeah.
Also, anybody out there in podcast land that collected the original lines of the Ninja Turtles in the NECA, those things are going like at record pace of reselling.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
They're going for like 125 to about 175 depending which one you have.
Yeah. I also recently in Ninja Turtle world was the drop of The Last Ronin #5.
Yes, those comics are amazing.
Which was insane. I don't recall if we mentioned it.
We didn't talk about it.
Last cast.
I think we did. I don't think we read it just yet when we did the last cast.
I think it was just coming out.
Yeah.
But absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
Whole story. Me and Sriracha on my Popcorny podcast, we kind of went into it a little bit.
Yeah.
Spoiled a little bit of stuff. We didn't go in depth like hardcore.
Yeah.
But we mentioned it there. It was such a good story. Amazing. Yeah. Like I don't think I've been that emotional over a comic book.
Yeah, I agree with that. Like that shit really hit me. I was like, damn.
I mean, on issue 2 with the death of Raphael, that alone, like I stopped and I'm at work.
Yeah.
And like you need my help, to do our task. And I'm like, I'm about to cry, bro. Like it was and my boy Jeremy Sriracha, he felt the same way. The thing is with him, he got it all at once.
Yeah.
He read all the issues at once. He waited until the last one dropped.
Yeah.
Where we were going with it.
Yeah.
So we had time to process. Like he when he went through it, he was just heartbroken. And I suggest everybody go out and get that comic or go on to Comixology and read that comic.
Yeah, I honestly
it's a piece of art. It really is.
Oh, here it goes. I found it. It looks like a cowboy hat.
It looks like Bebop and Rocksteady, man.
Well, the other one is Donatello as Visible Man.
Okay. So this one looks like The Undertaker.
That could be Shredder as a vampire. But it looks like a cowboy hat, right?
It does look like a cowboy hat, but...
And that could make sense for Van Helsing.
Yeah. And the hair, because Van Helsing had hair.
And that could be Casey Jones.
But doesn't it look like a monkey in the face?
It looks like it has a big face, which is, I think, Shredder.
Yeah. Or it could be Splinter.
Yes. But you can't see... Like, the silhouette is as many questions in the silhouette.
Oh, it's so cool, man.
Yeah.
So cool.
Yes, I actually found it in our conversation. It didn't take that long.
Yeah, all you have to do is click on the media.
Yeah.
And then search through the photos.
See,
That's how I go back into our vast, long history of shit.
This was an Instagram, though.
Okay.
Yeah.
The only time I conversate with him is really through Instagram.
Talk to him through Instagram. So, yeah. So those were cool. Anyway.
But yeah, Last Ronin. They also have a NECA figure coming out of.
We got them both
pre-ordered.
pre-ordered.
Well. I'm excited for that. Looks dope. Me and Jeremy were talking about getting a tattoo.
Yeah.
Of the Last Ronin, and they have a lot of concept art.
Yeah.
With it, where it's Michelangelo on his knees.
Yeah.
And he's like his head's down, and it's Donatello's bow with their masks flowing in the wind like a flag. Something like that. Like
I liked a lot of the art they did. A lot of the covers were pretty dope too.
Yeah, I mean the story, man. The last issue went very fast, but that's because I read it fast and then I had to reread it and slow it down a little bit, and the dialogue in it, because you're listening to the thoughts of him. Yeah. And the last battle and the last scene, like. Oh my god.
This is probably one of my favorite comics that I've read in a long time. And I read some good stuff, but this was the one that...
There's a lot of good materials out
but
there. But
I'm like, this one touched differently. Like, it was just, it's my childhood and shit like that.
Is the death of
our
childhood.
And the funny shit is, like, I went back to one of our casts, and we were talking about it, and we were conversating on who's the turtle. I brought up Mikey. Me and you had a conversation about it being Mikey, and it made sense.
We knew definitely it wasn't going to be Raphael.
Raphael was out the door. Mikey was the one that made sense. You had Donatello.
But
Donatello made sense too.
Enough. He doesn't get enough praise.
So what I think what got me away from thinking Donatello was he lacked tech. Yeah. And that's something Donatello has, and that's something that he will evolve with too. He kind of like, I'll say Donatello's like the Iron Man of Turtles. Like, he evolves with the fight.
Donatello's the man in the chair. Yeah. And I said this in my Popcorny cast. You are nothing without the man in the chair. Yeah.
But he's also, like, again, I'll say he adapts to the fight. So he's like Iron Man in a way. Like, Iron Man, one thing I give him credit, he adapts to the fight. Yeah. He may lose, but he upgraded everything, so you can't do that shit again.
That never happens again.
Exactly. So Mikey made the most sense because I felt like Mikey had the most to improve.
And he was the free-loving.
Yeah, and the free-loving and everything like that.
So it's like, it did make sense. And when it dropped, and we found out definitively who it was, we both were like, crazy. You know what I mean? And I get chills thinking about it, man.
It was a good book.
It's so good. And it's a lot of flashbacks. So me and Sriracha were talking about it. Like, how many years in the future do you think that this is? I'm thinking like it's like 30 years, 40 years.
Turtle.
April O'Neil's old as fuck.
So April O'Neil's in the 20. So if you think the Turtles, when they first met April O'Neil was in a career.
Yeah, she was like 24.
So she was probably like 24, 25.
Yeah, and in the cartoon she was 26.
She was 26 in the cartoon. So if you go by cartoon wise, she's 26. And then the IDW comic, she's...
It's hard to tell what universe of
Turtles
this is.
I would go with the comic because it makes more sense of going with the comic.
Like Archie?
IDW,
okay. Yeah. Because the Archie one was...
So when they met April, she was 21. And the Turtles are 15, 16 years old. Yeah. So about 5 years different.
But you see how old April is.
I think April was probably in her 60s.
60s, I would say.
Because her daughter's fully grown as well. So her daughter's maybe in the 18, 19, 20 years old kind of thing. So I'll say Mikey's maybe like 68.
Okay. I would see.
He's in the 50s. He has to be in the 50s.
Yeah, well, I would say that April is given 12. 13 years old. Yeah. And he looks old, he looks weathered, but
Yeah.
April obviously looks really old.
But then also there was still nonstop war
Yeah.
between everything, so everyone is probably a lot older
So
than
I'm
they are.
thinking like 40 years passed.
A good 30, 40 years.
You know what I mean?
I say 30, 40 years.
I would think that.
Yeah.
It's
So
hard to pinpoint because they don't really.
yeah, they don't
tell
really
you.
say it like that.
You know what I mean? They leave it up for your own
But
imagination.
it was probably, it had like a lot of Frank Miller style in it.
It did, man. I thought the same
And
shit, bro.
that's why I think I
It was
dug
really
it so
dark,
much.
man.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Because even the covers remind me of Dark Knight.
all the variant covers too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I've been collecting them.
Yeah. The one you got with the skull is probably one of my favorite ones.
It is, and there's two different versions
Yeah,
of that
yeah.
one. I got the shit graded 9.8.
But I highly recommend, if you can get the trade or get the single books or even get the Comixology digital comic.
Just read it.
It's a very good read. It made me go back and actually read the IDW comics, which I've been going through.
And then you've been posting that shit a lot.
I've
been enjoying the fuck out of it.
been really enjoying it. I've been really into it. It's a very fun book. It's different story take, but this different story take, you kind of forget about it by the 10th issue, because there's so much shit going on that
Yeah.
you forget what they did.
Yeah.
And then the City at War series, when Leonardo got brainwashed and he joined Shredder, that whole
That's dope.
storyline was pretty
See,
fucking
I don't,
crazy.
the last comic besides The Last Ronin that
Yeah.
I read a little bit of was the Archie ones.
Yeah.
Which, because I just remember the cover, and I remember as a kid reading, I had like the first 4 to
Yeah.
5 issues, 6 issues.
So one thing I give credit to Comixology is the fact that on the fact that you have the membership. You know, I shared the membership with you and stuff like that. We need content, so that's why we share everything.
Yeah, well, you know,
It helps to share everything. But the thing is, they have the omnibus. It is not just the trade; it's
Yeah.
the whole omnibus.
Which
So it has like
dope.
20
I
episodes.
would like to get that myself,
So the omnibuses are on here.
Yeah.
The ones I'm reading are the omnibuses.
but I want the physical.
Yeah.
copy.
So they go for like $50 each, and there's like 20 issues in each one. The one thing I like about it though, they give you every single thing in between. So there's side stories in the comic, like you'll go issue 1 through 5, and they'll have comic Donatello,
Yeah.
and it's only about Donatello.
Yeah, I know those
Then- yeah.
individual
Yeah.
issues.
And they connect stories. They had a one with they have Shredder. It had a 3-part series. That shit was sick because it shows you how he. So
Those individual
Yeah.
issues go for money
Yeah.
nowadays, man.
So what they did with Shredder, and the difference of the origin of Shredder's an ancestry. So he pretty much is the Okusaki back in the past.
Yeah.
And wherever he lands, a reincarnation of Yamato Yoshi and his sons come into play. So Yamato Yoshi got reincarnated as a mutant rat, instead of a person, and his boys were the turtles.
Okay.
So their ancestors was Yamato Yoshi, and Shredder killed all of them.
So these are the next generation.
Yeah. So it goes
but
into that
They
stuff.
are reincarnated
Yeah, yeah.
spirits of them.
Yeah. So they already have hatred for each other.
Which does tie into the last issue
Yeah.
of The Last
Yeah.
Ronin, the last
Mhm.
part, which...
And what makes it make sense too, because Raph was abandoned in the beginning of the series. Like, he wasn't with the turtles, but he already knew how to fight, is because in the ancestry already knows how to fight. So it made sense in that. It kind of gets it low, but you know what? Once you get past that, it just goes balls to the wall. There's a bunch of other mutants. There's a cat named Hobbs that's trying to make his own army of mutants.
I know Hobbs.
Yeah.
I know of Hobbs.
He's trying to make his own army of mutants. They can make Slash smart, and Slash is Mikey's buddy. They have Pigeon Pete.
I remember the 88
Yeah,
series
yeah.
when Slash turned
Yeah.
smart. I was actually really upset
They have Pigeon Pete, which he just will introduce himself as Pigeon Pete all the time. Like, hi, I'm Pigeon Pete. And the last issue I read, he brought Bebop and Rocksteady to join the army, and Bebop and Rocksteady, oh, we can't join now, and they fucked him up.
It is. Yeah, you make me wanna.
It's a
dive down
very
into
good
it,
read.
so.
It's a very good
I
read.
keep seeing the scenes that you keep posting
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
story, and I'm like, kind of wanna dive.
There's
into
a
it.
lot to
It's got
read.
A lot of shit going on.
Yeah.
So
But
doing so much.
But
shit,
if you're like just want to read something, that's something easy to pick up,
Just
especially
fun,
because
read through it.
just because the omnibuses are there. So
Yeah.
it gives you everything. It even gives you the Turtles and Ghostbusters book. It's it's all in the omnibus. So if you missed that, you get to read it in there too because it goes all together. I highly recommend it. We went through a lot of stuff in the show because again, this show is gonna go pretty fast.
Yeah.
So let's get into the topic of the show, which is Next Mutation. I just want to give you an update because we haven't had a full update of the show.
There's a lot going on.
Yeah.
So.
And
Turtles is alive and fucking kicking.
And June 3rd, I have to be online as well because the Human, Bebop and Rocksteady, Baxter, and Yamato Yoshi come out.
Their original forms.
Yeah, so I gotta get those. I need those.
Yeah, if not, I'm just gonna get it for you at Target.
So now I need that. Seeing that made me now I had to get the newscast. Just the fact that now I had to complete this shit.
Yeah, no, I feel you.
So I'm like, fuck. But I'm also like,
I saw the newscast recently.
Yeah, I know.
They're not gonna put them out too much longer. So now.
So the next time you see it, grab it, and I'll give you what I can. Yeah. And I got you.
Yeah,
because even this one I paid.
About, bro.
And even this one I paid you faster than you thought I would.
I didn't ask. I just picked it up.
But that's how we.
I knew you wanted it.
Yeah.
And I put it on my credit card.
Yeah.
You're like, shit, I got you. Grab it. I'm like, I already did.
Yeah. So if you see the same thing with the news trend, just grab it.
Got you.
And I got you.
Don't worry about it.
Because and I got the Turtle Van coming in.
I saw that.
When I set the thing up,
up,
you're gonna help me. We're gonna record the whole thing.
I'm a good organizer, man.
We're gonna record it and we're gonna do it together, and you're gonna get to play with them and everything too.
I'm a very meticulous person when it comes to organization.
I think we're gonna do it. Oh, did you see these things I got?
I will check it out. Oh, it's just Lego.
So in Five Below, they had those for $4.
That's crazy. That's just.
It's a Mikey one and a Raph one. And I grabbed those, and I grabbed a bunch of candies because Five Below is great for candy.
All right.
Anyway, let's get into Next Mutation. I had a lot of updates.
I don't care. We can talk about this shit all day. This is our cast.
Did you ever see? Did you see the troll?
The troll. You sent me a picture of it.
David got me that.
This is old school right here.
Shout out to David.
I remember these fucking things, bro. Because I hated the trolls themselves.
Yeah.
But I remember having one or two of these, and it wasn't because I got it. It's because my brother's father got my brother it.
Yeah.
And I don't even think my brother remembers even having it. But I do remember he had. I think he had the Leo one.
Yeah.
I think he had the Leo one, and I think he had this one too.
Yeah.
This one's fire. Yeah. Super dope.
David got me that for Christmas.
It looks more orangey than red. But
yeah. You got me that for Christmas. So now we get to the Next Mutation. Again, there's a lot of updates, and we had a good conversation. So.
Hey, listen, man.
But
this show is very out there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's very Saban, 90s, same era of space.
It's Power Rangers. It's Power Rangers meets. It really is the Power Ranger Turtle.
But it's like
thing.
The sequel. It's like it's right after like 3, the Turtles 3.
Yeah, it's supposed to be like after that.
That's where I tie this into.
So this
because they have the layer.
Okay, so this came out in 1998. It's 26 episodes. We're only doing half this week, half this cast, and then we do the other half. Yeah. We're gonna do this in a 2-parter just because
we have a lot of shit going on.
We're watching a lot of shit. We have Clone Wars. We have this. We have.
And Obi-Wan Kenobi's just starting
and
too.
Obi-Wan,
so
that shit was
we're gonna
good.
take a break on Clone Wars to do Obi-Wan. So
I think we do season 1. Finish season 1, and then we hit Obi-Wan.
I'm with it because it'll give us time for Obi-Wan.
Because I'm actually digging it. It's pretty good so far. So
I like it as well. Yeah. And people tell me all the time, like, you're a Star Wars fan and you never fucking watched it. I'm like, yeah, I don't understand. Like, I never cared.
Anyway.
I'm not a cartoon fan.
Yeah. All right. So Next Mutations follow the day-to-day adventures of Leonardo, Raphael, Michelangelo, and Donatello, 4 turtles who became mutants and destroyed their abilities after drop into a pool of toxic sludge as infants. Now, almost 18 years old. They're about 18 years old. They have emerged to full-grown ninjas and about to face a new enemy and discover a 5th turtle, a mysterious female named Venus de Milo. Which, shout-outs to IDW. They just introduced her, and she's fucking creepy.
She's creepy just in general.
Yeah. But she's actually very creepy in the comics.
She's from a different dimension.
Yeah.
And then she gets bled into this universe.
Yeah.
Where she tries to really become hip with the times and watches it so much. It reminds me of like...
She's like Starfire. and Teen Titans.
Oh, I'm trying to think of what it.
Who else is
You know
like
how
that?
Biff in like Back to the Future always got like the terms wrong.
Yeah.
It's make like a tree and leave.
So
she always did those things.
Oh, you watched the new Sonic? He's like Knuckles.
Yeah, so off.
Yeah.
I saw it once. It was good.
Yeah. So he was like Knuckles. Knuckles was kind of clueless of what their terms in. Like the baseball, he punched it. Like, why am I using a bat when I can punch it?
Well, he's fucking Knuckles.
Yeah.
It makes sense.
Yeah, but anyway, so again, we're doing the first 13 episodes. We follow our turtles into adulthood.
Yeah.
I
have a lot of problems with the season.
They have a lot of loud vehicles.
They drive around in a Hummer, man.
Yeah. Splinter hates it.
I understand.
Yeah, he's like, y'all not ninjas no more.
And Splinter is just like Splinter of the past. He really doesn't do shit.
Nah.
He doesn't do nothing.
The costumes weren't bad. It's just they're very noticeable.
Yes. But the animatronics to them made them feel kind of lifelike in a way.
No, I give it credit.
They did a better job than the third movie.
I think because the third movie were animatronic.
Yeah,
this one is more puppet.
They like enunciated with their lips.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like you can sense that they were kind of talking.
Like 3 just went.
Yeah, it was you know what I mean?
Like a puppet.
Couple cheek
Yeah.
twerks-ins and stuff like that.
The one thing with these, like again, like if you really gonna go into detail, you could notice the eye holes.
Yeah. Well.
You notice that.
Must have been so hot.
You noticed when, like Splinter fights, he has a whole different face.
Yeah. Well, because he's not. I'm pretty sure he's a puppet.
Raphael, when he's driving his motorcycle, he has a whole like head for the motorcycle, and then it changes the head when he fights.
What I fucking hated about the driving scenes is they whoosh by you like they're so fast.
Yeah.
And then they show you a front scene and they're trotting like 2 miles an hour.
Yeah.
And it's always going through that damn tunnel.
Yeah.
That shit drove me crazy.
So we're gonna go through like it that we did the other cast. We probably go through each episode. So the first 3 episodes were actually the first 5 episodes was 5 parts. It was pretty much the beginning of Venus de Milo is the return of Shredder. And it brought into a lot of different characters. Brought in that dragon character into play. Brought into the astral plane where they meditated.
Yeah.
And all that stuff.
It's like the multiverse. It's the pocket in between the multiverse.
Yeah. So episode 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 are all called East Meets West, and that's a 5-parter. East Meets West because she's in Japan and they're in. Yeah.
So like, I'm kind of upset that. In these first episodes, Shredder was in like one episode. And then, like they cured him.
Yeah.
Because he wasn't really evil.
Yeah.
But it was like the suit that did it. And, like, it was just
his
weird.
suit looked weird.
Yeah, well, you know, like
it looked like honestly that I think his suit showed more Power Ranger than anything.
Yeah, no, you can tell the Saban influence on this heavily. I want to know what was going through Saban's head when he was making this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But like, yeah, the first 5 episodes legitimately was the introduction of Venus.
Yes.
The Dragon dude
Dragon Lord.
reminded me of
reminded me of Lord Dreg.
It reminded me of from the Mario Brothers movie.
You talking about Koopa?
Yeah, well, not Koopa. Like Koopa when he was, like not as Hopper.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But like when he did come out to be him, kind of looked like him a little bit. I like that's what made me think of that.
His character reminded me of Lord Dreg in the last seasons of Turtles.
Yeah, a little bit.
So Lord Dragon Lord, and he has a invincible army, which usually gets defeated anyway. But yeah, it was pretty much the beginning of Venus de Milo, her meeting the guys and all that stuff. They kind of
all them hitting on her.
Yeah.
Like
the girl.
Shit. Yeah, you know, boobs underneath the shell. It just don't make any sense.
But I give them credit. They all still had their characteristics. Mikey was still fun-loving. Raph still had his attitude. Leo was still like the leader. Donnie was still Donnie. Like one thing I give them credit.
The fundamental turtles.
They captured that.
Yes.
And they had some weird villains. They had a lot of weird villains in the series.
I think It felt like Dick Tracy in a way. Like the movie Dick Tracy, the way it was filmed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it kind of was like Al Pacino's character, you know, like the henchman that was part of it, like this, because there's side stories to the main story that's going on. You know what I mean? So the foot soldiers aren't there. Shredder's not there. We got this interdimensional dragon that is after Venus because she has this thing,
she knows how to and she knows how to defeat him.
Exactly. So and then I think the coolest part of him is his little side
character, was funny.
Dude that so they've been to Earth before.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And all that little monster dude wants to do is eat.
So, correction, this show started in 97.
Okay.
I said 98.
I'm 11 years old at this time, so.
Yeah, I'll say, I just wanted to correct that. It was 97 to 98.
I have vague memories of attempting to watch it.
Yeah.
As a kid and as an adult.
Yeah.
I think I watched, as an adult, the first 5 episodes, and I think as a kid, at 11 years old at this time, I don't think I was watching anything like that.
Yeah.
To be honest, I think I was more playing N64 than anything. Well, N64 just came out at that time, right? 97. Yes.
So so we had a lot of weird characters. If you're going to go through each episode, because we had like Silver, which was the gangster from the Himalayas.
Well, he's not from the Himalayas. His family's from the Himalayas. But he's like a gangster in the last of his kind. I actually really liked him a lot.
I liked his character.
I liked him a lot.
He grew on me.
He's fucking hilarious.
And he had like the straight stereotype, the Italian accent and shit like that. He was a gangster. He was a monkey wearing a suit. And he wore like bright colors and shit. I actually, to be straight up, I actually looked for his toy. And it's too expensive. I don't want to pay for it.
He reminded me of the gorilla doorman in Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Yeah, I can see that.
You know, he's wearing a suit.
Yeah.
But he, all he did was grunt. He was just King Kong at the door. But he reminded me of that. And he was like very stereotypical Italian. He really was. We
had like a Craven the Hunter guy and Bone Steel.
Yeah, him, and he was kind of he was weird.
Yeah.
He was a weird dude.
Yeah.
I was gonna say he was like Van Helsing, but he wasn't.
No.
He definitely was not. He was Craven like a
Craven the Hunter.
Now,
yeah.
He was kind of looked like him a little bit too, but more Neanderthal.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I agree with that. The rank, which was there, was Dragon Lord's foot soldiers. Shredder, we had Foot Clan, we had Dr. Chrissy.
He bugged me out a little bit.
That was the brain dude. That was the one you said that it kind of reminded you of.
That reminded me of the toy of Michelangelo. It really did. Like, his brain was really big. He was very big into the mutation stuff, and he tried to manipulate Donatello.
Yeah. I was trying to find the little dragon's name.
He was cool.
Wick.
He just...
He reminded me of the Jabba the Hutt thing.
He reminded me of, like, Eureka's Castle.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, the puppeteer of Eureka's Castle.
Yeah.
It gave me that flash. You know what I mean? And also, in Star Wars, Jabba the Hutt's little minion dude.
Yeah.
That fucking eats bugs and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I give it credit.
But all he wanted to do was eat.
Yeah.
He wanted to eat dogs and fucking cats. And...
Yeah, he just wanted to eat everything. That's what he wanted to do. There's a lot of weird characters. Like, again, like from our we got the Hunter, the Craven the Hunter kind of character. We got the alien, Dr. Cressy. We had Bone Steel. We had Wick. We had Dragon Lord. We had Shredder. We had Foot Clan. That's what we got in the beginning of the series. Again, we get more characters down the road, so we'll mention those when we actually get to the series. So again, 1 through 5 is East meets West. Then episode 6 was Staff of Buki, which is Dragon Lord reaches through the time warp to steal the legendary Staff of Buki, an ancient relic that with powers to destroy any and all shinobi spellcasters. So pretty much he's just going after Venus. Episode 7.
A lot of episodes.
Yeah. Episode 7 was Silver and Gold. That's when we got introduced to Silver, the gorilla from him. The
Himalayas.
The Himalayas.
His family's from the Himalayas.
Family's
so he's
from
the
the
last of his kind. So like he's like, there's nothing.
Yeah.
Like I got nothing to lose.
He was brolic. He was strong, and he was
brother.
actually pretty funny. And he used Mikey.
Tried to rob the banks,
Yeah.
and the lotto tickets,
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
Um,
The episodes are very cut and dry.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like some episodes don't really tie into stuff. Some were a couple of fillers. I think
Yeah.
the last 4 episodes were
Yeah.
with the Brainiac dude.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
The second to last.
Kind of reminded me of the Doctor in Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yeah.
He had a little esque of that.
Yeah.
A little bit.
The
bugged out eyes.
Yes.
He was like Baxter Stockman a little bit too, you know?
Yeah. So we got episode 8, Meet Dr. Chrissy, when Donatello's biggest idol in the world of science, Dr. Chrissy, is kidnapped by the dragons when other voice their concerns over baffling or fire-breathing dragons to bail out one wacky human scientist. Donnie decides to go for it and by himself, with or without the others. Episode 9 is All in the Family. While any of the early morning sewer jog, the turtles discover a rare baby turtle in the underground storage house. And pretty much this is the Simon Bonesteel. This is the Craven Hunter guy.
Yeah.
And he was like cross-eyed and fucking, he was just retarded as hell.
He was very Neanderthal.
Yeah.
Very primitive. But
He wasn't.
I felt like that was a waste of a good story that you could have done. They just tried to throw in an extra character. Who knows where it goes with him?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because we are only reviewing half the season.
Yeah. He comes back in one of the second to last episodes that we watched. Then we have episode 10, Trusting Dr. Cressy, which is, again, the same character that Donatello becomes a friend. And then a lot of shit happens with him.
Yeah.
We have
typical, I need your help, and then I let you go, and then you're going to die for letting them go, so I have to play you to get what I need, and you're dumb for doing it. Yeah. And then, no, you're dumb for thinking that you got me, and that's literally that.
Yep.
Like, story, you know, it's I don't know. It's very up and down to me. You know
it's very Power Ranger-ish, pretty much.
I know, but that's not what I want.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
It's a different landscape.
The fact that they didn't even introduce pizza until like the 8th or 9th episode.
Yeah.
They were eating popcorn and celery and this.
Burgers.
Like it pissed me off.
Yeah.
That pizza was not heavily put in this show.
I want my pizza. I want my turtles ninjas, and I want them eating pizza.
Exactly. Fuck yes.
That's it.
Fuck yes.
Episode 7 is the Windfall. It was just a continuation when Michelangelo finds out winning lottery ticket. He figures his sewer days are over, but before he can collect his winnings, the other turtles have the remnant of 1,000,000 ways to spend it. Mm-hmm. What they don't know...
The gorilla dude stole it from this homeless guy.
Yep.
I remember. It's an old man homeless guy.
It was funny. Don't know that the ticket was originally owner is that slimy silver character.
Exactly what I said. The old man, the old bum.
Yep.
That his life could have changed, and everybody's selfishly trying to take it.
Yep. Episode 12, Turtles Night Out. After a night encounter with Bonesteel. This is the one with pizza. Mikey comes up with a novel idea, an all-night rave for animal rights where everyone has to come dressed as their favorite beast. But the turtles who are lounging around in the human world are now nowhere to be found when a gang of no-good villains crash the party.
And this is where that creep dude was trying to hit on Venus the whole time.
Yep.
Like, you don't even know what she really looks like, bro. If this was a person in a costume, you're being attracted to a turtle with boobs.
Hey, you got furries
that shit
in
was
the
some
world.
real creepy shit, man.
You got furries in
like,
the world.
if I had a child and I saw that, I'm like, yo, we're turning this shit off. Because that's just bestiality.
There's a lot of furries in the world.
It definitely is.
There is. To each his own, I guess. Mutant Reflections is episode 13. The turtles have a hard time sorting out who's who when their evil counterparts start popping up everywhere, and they all look are lean green crime-fighting machines. They fought
themselves. That's the 13 episodes that we went through. And you can see why we had a longer intro than the actual show.
Yeah.
So, like, for me, I dug the suits. I did. I actually really liked it. I hated the Hummer. I hated how they didn't have the Hummer in it.
Yeah.
The layer was the third movie, which I thought was cool.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Which is the second movie.
Yeah.
Into the third movie, but felt more like the third movie than the second movie.
Yeah.
I liked because you live in Manhattan and I work in Manhattan.
Yeah.
There are certain scenes that you're like, oh shit, I know that spot.
Yeah.
And there's a scene down where to the parking garage at Grand Central.
Yes.
They filmed down that road, so we know that very well.
Yeah.
That area. So I'm like, oh shit! I immediately. So anytime I watch anything in any movie at any given moment in time and Grand Central is in it,
yeah,
I'm automatically fucking in tune to it. You know what I mean? Like, oh shit, that's where I work. Oh my god, I know that spot. That's not accurate. That's not this. That's not that.
Yeah.
It was a very cheesy 90s Times Square.
You know, I wonder if they actually filmed there, or it, like, a lot of their scenes looked like it was just recycled things, and they had probably filmed once, and then they just recycled it
like,
over.
We don't have a permit for this.
Yeah. Let's do it fast. We did it at night. Did it fast.
And anything with Grand Central is very hardcore with permits and shit. So.
You know, one thing I'll give the credit to this series, the toy line wasn't that bad.
They had a toy line for this?
Yes, they did.
Oh, God.
The turtles looked a little different. They were, like, more rubbery, but I had quite a few of them. They didn't look bad.
I have a toy thing I'll show you. It's in my.
And I was actually looking for silver.
In my eBay, they called it a bootleg.
Yeah.
A bootleg Ninja Turtle line, but now looking at it, kind of feels more. Yeah, hold on a second. Continue. You can talk.
Ninja Turtles and X Mutation. They had a decent story run. Like, I actually had a couple of their figures. And I was curious about silver, and I had tried to find them. Those are bootleg movie ones. Yeah, they're the bootleg movie ones. They don't have the belts either.
I think they're cool as shit though.
Yeah.
$27.99.
They might look completely different than when you get it.
I believe it.
Yeah, you don't see like
fine. I was gonna get him for Santana.
Oh, he would love that.
Yeah, because he's a bootleg dude in life.
Yep. So these are the figures.
Just so you guys know, I'm about to crack a 1940s brewing Killer Kittens from Planet Belma.
Yes.
Just so you guys know.
Shout outs to Loki and Doom.
They got the side things. I don't like that shit.
Yeah.
They look anatomically incorrect.
Yeah, but I didn't mind them, like, because they were plastic
like
and stuff like that.
Than the older stuff.
So these are the figure. This was the figure line. This don't have the monkey though, but he actually had a figure. So this was the whole run, the base run.
I'm waiting for the notification to go by. All right. All right.
Yeah, they don't run bad. I actually had a few of them. I had the one with the skateboards and stuff. They actually give them pants and stuff.
At this time in my life, I wasn't really into the toys.
Yeah.
I was into, I don't know, just started getting into hip hop and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So
I just remember the toy line, and that was something that, right at this moment, also during this time, the Turtles weren't there. This was the downside times for Turtles right now.
Yeah, I feel you. You know what I mean? This is where Turtles wasn't cool anymore. You know what I mean? Fucking gangster.
I want him.
That's gangster.
You know how much is he?
How much is he?
Almost $100.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm not spending $100 on.
Yeah, no, I feel you, bro.
Yeah, no, I like him, but I don't like him that much.
I don't like him that much.
Yeah, so they had a decent storyline. The show ran for a year, so basically it had a toy line. I think the toy line was more successful than the show. But it wasn't bad, as in after watching Operation Overdrive, this was just a lot better.
Yeah, and we just had to go through that shit, so it's really, this was actually refreshing.
Yeah.
This was an easier go and an easier watch. Also because, like, I'd never seen it, so
yeah, so this is your first time.
I remember like I don't know, like 7 years ago. It was on Netflix.
Oh, okay.
And I'm like, holy shit, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
And I started diving into it. And I watched like the first 5 episodes, and I was like, it's kind of whack.
Yeah.
But now in this show, is there a team up with space?
No, but it was mentioned. They mentioned that they met the Rangers from space. So it was actually continuity. So their team up with the Rangers in space was their first appearance. And then the show came out.
Okay.
So it was like a couple months later that their show came out. But they do mention it. They do mention them being in space with the Rangers and stuff like that. So at least they made that continuity and stuff. So.
And yeah, I just remember like it just popping up.
Yeah.
I had no clue.
Yeah, well, you probably first saw them in space too.
No, I saw this before I seen space.
Okay, so
because I wasn't watching Power Rangers
in
space.
Yeah. Okay.
I stopped like at the Turbo.
Okay, so yeah.
Like hardcore stopped. Like,
yeah.
I remember watching the Turbo movie in the movie theaters, and I was like, "Oh shit, I'm about to get back into Power Rangers," and it just was like, "Nah, it didn't happen."
It was not good.
I was more into like movies and
movies
at that time, so.
So
I was punished a lot.
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody out there in podcast land would know. If you really knew me, you would find that baffling. Me being punished most of my youth.
Anyway, so I guess we wrap this up. This is part 1 of the next mutation. We'll have part 2 for next cast, and then we'll probably be doing, and then 2003 right after that. So 2003 is going to be a whole different ballgame. So it's going to be good. It's going to be good. So yeah, stay tuned for Ninja Turtles Next Mutation Part 2, and we'll be finishing up this series. To wrap this up, I'm Mark the Mike. Easiest way to follow us, listen to us, is on Spotify, Red Cyclone Inc. Listen to all our casts. We have 2 weekly podcasts, The Wrestling Babble and A Guest Spread I Swear. And we also have the monthly, The Morphin Cast, Not a Trekkie, Shell Shock, and the Game of Rage podcast. They all have new episodes in the last couple of weeks, so definitely check those out. Follow me on Instagram, Tumblr, Twitter, YouTube, SoundCloud, and Twitch, all Mark the Mike. Follow Red Cyclone Inc. on YouTube, SoundCloud, Instagram, Tumblr, Twitter, and WordPress. They have Facebook a WordPress and Facebook. Follow our Facebook pages.
Very avid on.
Yes, follow our Facebook pages, Red Cyclone Inc. and the Wrestling Babble. We are very active on there as well. We should post all news and everything like that. So
a lot of fun stuff on there.
Yes. And follow Tenacious T.
Yes, you can follow me at Twitter, TenaciousTRC Inc. You can also follow me on my own personal Instagram page of tots_guwap. That's GUWAP. I recently just started my own podcast with my boy Jeremy, aka Sriracha. I am under the handle of Tots Guwap, aka Tommy for short, where we talk about everything and everything pop culture. It's called the Popcorny Podcast. Also has its own Instagram page at Popcorny1975. We are streaming on Spotify and SoundCloud, and soon to be on YouTube. So go and check that out. We got 2 episodes out currently. Like, share, comments, whatever's clever. It's all under the family umbrella of Red Cyclone Inc. Because that's what it is. Always a shouts out to Game On, retro video game store based out on Long Island at 3 separate locations. One in Smithtown, one in Patchogue, and the Mecca, which is in Miller Place. Satisfying all your retro video game needs. Also, go and check out the Game On Arcade over in Lake Grove at Smithtown. In Smith Haven Mall.
There you go.
Fun for all ages. Go with your grandfather. Go with your grandson. Go with your niece. Your uncle. Go with anybody.
Yep.
Just, if you're in that Long Island area, it is all fun, and it's good to keep old traditions alive. Shouts out to Tristan, who is killing it right now.
Yeah.
And he is to me the beacon of what local business is.
Yeah.
You know, he gives back more than he ever takes in, and he's the man.
Yep.
So, shouts out to Mind of an Artist. Check out his page at Mind of an Artist. Also his clothing line, Drugs and Demons. Check that out. He also just started a logo page, which I'm not 100% sure. I forget what his logo page is, but he just designed the Popcorny logo. which is pretty dope. And we're getting a lot of feedback with that a lot of people like that. So he's very talented. Go and check him out. And,
all right.
Yeah.
And always remember, well, fuck Zordon. And
that's a given. If you've listened to any of our podcasts, it's always fuck.
And
I even ended a Popcorny podcast off with
and stop
fuck Zordon.
and stop feeding Splinter.
Should somebody get Janky's a sandwich once?
No.
No?
He's not allowed to.
Shouts out to Louis Beans, man.
Yes,
Appreciate
shout out to our
brother.
producer, Louis Beans, and he makes our podcast pretty, so.